Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel All Sorted, and today I'm going to make a video on how was MH CET MBA 2019. I gave the MH CET paper myself and I'm going to share the experience directly hand-ons, my direct experience of the exam, and the agenda for today is as follows. So agenda and the things covered will be as follows: exact day 1 and slot 2 experience as on 9th March 2019, because I gave this slot 2 of 9th March 2019, so I'll be in a better position to tell you the exact things that happened in this slot. Okay, the other things that I'll be covering is exact type of questions asked in the exam and major changes in 2019. Third is which type of puzzles had come. So there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of talk about the difficulty of puzzles going high this year. So I want to convey what exactly which kind of puzzles had come. So if you're someone who will be appearing for CET next year or who has appeared for CET this year, it will be a good thing to just glance over the LR puzzles that had come, and you can judge your performance according to it. And fourth is similar questions as appeared in 2019 mocks of the famous coachings or mock tests like IMS, Olive Board, Test Funda, and etc. So I have compiled questions which were there in the mock tests of 2019. I've taken it. I've compiled all the questions that were similar to the 2019 MH CET paper, so that you'll get a good idea, exact idea of what questions had come this year. And the fifth is tentative cutoff for JBIMS. I'll not be quoting anything, but I'll give you a rough estimate because I had appeared for CET last year as well, so I can give you a prediction. So let's start. First is exact day slot 1, slot 2 experience. So IBPS made changes this year too and experimented with new type of questions. The slots, both the slots were quite difficult than last year, with English and abstract being on the easier side. Okay, so English and abstract were on the easier side, while quant, DI and logic was on the difficult side than last year. And verbal ability was surprisingly, it was at a lower level of difficulty in comparison to last year. And the VA section had quite new type of questions, but they were not intimidating at all. They were very easy to comprehend. Nothing major change. Even if the changes were there, they were simple to comprehend and easy to tackle. Okay, so no major surprises in VA, and it was surprisingly easier. So now let's get a hands-on experience. Let's get to know the exact thing that came in verbal questions. Like, so verbal slot 1 questions breakup is as follows. There were RC. 3 RCs, usually 2 RCs come in CET. This time in both the slots of day 1 there were 3 RCs. In the first one, and you can see the breakup as easy, medium and difficult. So you can see difficult questions like 3, 2 plus 1, almost 6 questions were on the difficult side, whereas the other majority of the questions were on the easy to medium. 46 questions were on the 44 questions was on easy and medium side, and majority of the questions were easy. 35 questions were easy. So let's dig deeper into the individual things. Reading comprehension, 3 RCs. Okay, 5 questions, 6 questions and 4 questions. Sequence sentences, 2 questions. Set of sentences with 4 words marked in bold, 6 questions. You have to replace the words in bold, 5 questions. Correct the grammar and context, 2. 1 word, 3 blanks. So there will be 1 word which will be fitting in all the 3 blanks. 7 questions, and phrase in bold, 5. Connect a word, 3. Parajumbles, 5. And the total number of questions are 50. Alright, this was about the verbal section of slot 1. The verbal of slot 2 breakup, there was a little very minute changes. As you can see in the RC, there were again 3 RCs. But the number of questions had changed. Like there were 8 questions in the voice assistants RC, 3 questions on new technology based on Apple and other things, and 4 questions on a different RC. So 8 plus 8, 9, 11 plus 15 questions on RC, split in 3 RCs. Okay, so only the breakup of the number of questions had changed from slot 1 to slot 2. Again, sequence sentences 5. other things remain the same, okay, for as compared to slot 1. So on both the in both the slots, we can see the VA section quite easier than last year. All right, let's get ahead. Now the quantitative aptitude, data interpretation and data sufficiency. Let's see what kind of questions that come. Okay, so there were 24 questions on DI, 26 questions on quant in both the slots. The 24 questions on DI was spread across 4 sets. These 4 sets included, caselet. There was obviously one caselet calculation based 6 questions. There was a line graph plus table 6 questions and a pie chart 6 questions. So there were also 6 questions on wrong term in the number series. So which term is wrong in the number series? Okay, this is about the slot 1 experience, guys. This is the slot 1 analysis. So in slot 1 there were 10 questions on quantitative comparison. So you have to compare the x and y in quantities in the statement 1 and statement 2. So arithmetic comprised of 4 quadratic equations. You have to compare the roots x and y, which will be greater than equal to. So I'll be also showing you the exact examples after. At the end of this video I'm going to show you the questions, similar questions that appeared in the mocks. So do watch the whole video. So 10 questions on quantitative aptitude. Arithmetic was a major contributor. 8 questions. Mensuration geometry only 1. Probability 1 question. Slot 2, there were 4 questions on data sufficiency. Data sufficiency was missing in slot 1. 6 questions on approximations. Now this is something which has come, I think, after a long time in CET. They were very easy setter questions in CET, like root 124.25 plus divide, all the BODMAS kind of questions. You could do it in less than a minute each question. So six questions were like in your hand. In 3 to 4 minutes you could get 6 marks. And 10 questions on quantitative aptitude. Arithmetic again was the highest contributor, 9 questions, and geometry and mensuration only 1. No question on probability in slot 2. All right, so these were the question breakup. Okay, questions breakup. Now as you can see, there is an asterisk over here. One asterisk means the questions had come only in slot 1, and 2 asterisk will mean it has come only in slot 2. Okay, likewise you can compare. So as I told you, there was a caselet. Okay, DI 24 questions, table 6 questions, caselet 6, line graph, bar chart had come in slot 1, so 1 asterisk. Pie chart plus table 6 questions, both the slots. In arithmetic, time and work, time, speed, distance, 2 percentages. Likewise you can see the breakup, and you can see the level of difficulty mentioned over here. In quantitative comparison had only come in the slot 1, so asterisk is 1. Quadratic equation 6, medium level. Arithmetic base 4, medium level. All right, and continuing the breakup of quant questions in slot 2 as well. In quadratic equations, like as I already mentioned, approximations had come only in the slot 2, guys, so that's why 2 asterisk is there. Okay, mensuration, data sufficiency was in slot 1 and slot 2 as well. All right, probability, only 1 question in slot 1. Find the wrong term, 6 questions. So yeah, this was all the level of quant and the questions that had appeared, the exact breakup of the questions. Now coming to the logical reasoning questions, and the breakup is as follows. Okay, this is the most talked about section, and a lot of reviews were there from the slot 1 that logic has gone to a new level. The puzzles, it's better to avoid the puzzles. So let us look at what kind of puzzles had actually come. I'm also going to show you the exact kind of puzzles that had come. So matrix, there were 12 questions, 2 sets. Okay, 6 medium, 6 difficult. Circular, 6 questions, medium. Linear, 12 to 18, like there were parameters, and 3 sets of 6 questions. Vertical arrangement in slot 1. Sequential input output was missing in slot 1. It had come in slot 2. Family tree was there in slot 1 for 5. And logical inequalities, there were only 2 in slot 2 and 5 in slot 1. So inequalities like greater than, less than, greater than, equal to. Coding, only 1 question in slot 2, while there were 5 in slot 1. Okay, they were quite easy. So slot 1 had an upper advantage in this case. Directions, 4 questions, both slots. Data sufficiency, 3 in slot 2, 4 in slot 2. 3 in slot 2 and 4 in slot 2. Okay, there's a in slot 1, it should be slot 1. So critical reasoning, there were 11 questions, easy to medium. Okay, that course of action, assumption, inference, strengthening, weakening, total critical reasoning were for 11, and syllogs were for 5 syllogisms. They were quite easy, but the statements were like possibility kind of questions. Not some are not this, some are not them. This is the possibility, but quite easy to comprehend and quite easy to crack. Uh, Coming back to the abstract reasoning, the fourth part, it was quite easier. The first 5 10 questions were quite difficult in the slot 2, but the rest 15 questions were sitters, like cakewalk. And this was the easiest section in both the slots. A good student can 18 to 20 is a good bet, is a good score to achieve. The questions were complete the series. Okay, there were no odd man out questions. The ones that appear in the mocks. You have to find either the last term or the middle term. Okay, analogies type of questions, again easier. You have to compare the left analogy and see which appears in the right options. The question in this test was similar to visual reasoning questions that appeared in earlier CETs. So which topics? The complete the series, 12 questions. Analogies, A is to B, so C is to what? 5 easy to medium questions. Analogies, find the dissimilar pair. So this was interesting. 8 questions, very easy. So there was a relation given between A and B, and in which option does this relation does not follow. So if suppose from A to B there's a 90-degree shift, and you have to check for in which options there is not a 90-degree shift and mark that as your answer. So 25 questions, quite easy. Alright, this was all about the abstract reasoning questions. Now coming back to the thing which I told you, I've compiled a list of questions. Those are similar to the mocks, the questions that had come in the mocks of IMS, Olive Board and Test Funda. I've collected it to show you, to get a better understanding, holistic view. So let's take a look at the similar questions that appeared in 2019 mocks, guys. Let's have a look.